Is your sleep being interrupted by nighttime trips to the bathroom, even when your bladder isn't full? It feels like a minor inconvenience, but for many older people across the globe, this quiet issue has turned restful nights into a constant battle. You lie down after a long day, hoping to unwind, but just as your body starts to relax, the urge returns again and again. Your mind feels weary, your legs feel heavy, and by morning, even your favorite cup of coffee no longer gives you that fresh feeling it used to. But there is a better way. In this video, I will show you how to manage your fluid intake using insights from medical experts, so your nights become restful again. Before we begin, I would love to know where you are watching from and what time it is for you right now. Please share in the comments below. Even a small moment from your day means a lot to me. And if you find this content useful, please hit the subscribe button so you never miss another simple, life-changing tip. After a certain age, many people quietly begin to notice a strange change in their nights. You lie down peacefully after dinner, thinking sleep will come easily. But instead, every few hours, you feel a familiar need. The urge to get up and go to the bathroom. Sometimes it's just once, but often it's 2 or even 3 times each night. You might believe this is normal, just a part of getting older. But the truth is, something deeper is happening inside your body. And once you understand it, you can find relief. As we grow older, our body produces less of a hormone called vasopressin at night. This hormone helps the kidneys slow down urine production while we sleep, allowing us to rest without interruption. When vasopressin levels drop, the kidneys continue filtering fluids at the same pace, even during the night. As a result, more urine is created and the bladder fills up faster, disturbing your sleep before your body is truly ready to wake. Along with this, the kidneys themselves become a little less efficient. This is not a disease. It is simply the natural way the body adapts with time. The filtering process becomes slower, and the balance of fluids takes longer to adjust. This means that even if you drink the same amount of water as before, your body may not process it with the same gentle rhythm. Now add one more thing. Your bladder becomes more sensitive. In your younger years, the bladder could hold 400 to 500 milliliters of urine before you felt the urge. But after 60, it may start sending signals even when just 150 milliliters have collected, about half a glass. And once that signal reaches your brain, the mind can no longer rest. Let me tell you about John from London. For years, he believed waking up twice at night was simply his age catching up. He stopped drinking water, tried sleeping pills, but nothing worked. When he finally learned that his bladder nerves were just more sensitive and not broken, he felt a deep sense of relief. And with just a few changes in timing and posture, he began sleeping peacefully again. So dear friend, it is not just age. It is the way our body speaks to us in new ways. And once we listen, healing can begin gently without fear. Across many households, people believe that drinking plenty of water is always a healthy habit. And yes, water is life. But the timing of when we drink it, especially after the age of 60, can quietly decide how restful our nights are. You may be drinking the right amount of water, but if you're drinking it at the wrong hour, your bladder may not let you sleep in peace. One of the most common mistakes is drinking large amounts of water after 6 o'clock or 7 p.m. At this time, the kidneys are naturally slowing down for rest. But when you fill your system with too much liquid in the evening, your kidneys are forced to work harder through the night. They continue filtering and pushing urine into the bladder, even while your body wants to sleep. That is why people who drink 1 or 2 glasses of water with or after dinner often find themselves waking up at 1 o'clock or 3 a.m. with an urge that feels impossible to ignore. Then there is the habit of sipping on tea, milk, or soup late in the evening. For many, it's a moment of comfort, a warm cup of herbal tea or a bowl of light soup before bedtime. But what we forget is that these are all fluids. Whether it is chamomile tea, warm milk, or a thin broth, all of them count toward your total fluid intake. And when consumed after sunset, they quietly add up in the bladder. The result is the same: disturbed sleep, tired mornings, and sometimes even leg pain or brain fog from poor rest. Another silent habit is going to the toilet just in case before sleeping. It seems logical, even responsible. But when you force the bladder to empty when it is not full, the nerves inside start learning a wrong message. Over time, Your bladder begins to feel full even when it is only 1/3 full. This is called bladder overtraining, and it causes false urges where you wake up in the night even though there isn't much urine inside. Now let us talk about another important but often ignored point: not dividing your water evenly throughout the day. Some people drink only a little during the morning and afternoon, and then suddenly remember to drink more in the evening. This puts pressure on the kidneys at the wrong time. Ideally, most of your water should be consumed between sunrise and 4 p.m. After that, slowly reduce the intake and let the body prepare for rest. Finally, the temperature of water matters too. Drinking very cold water from the fridge, especially in the evening, can irritate the bladder lining. It makes the nerves more sensitive, especially in older adults whose digestion is already slower. Warm or room temperature water is much gentler on the stomach and bladder, especially after sunset. Let me share with you the story of Sarah from Vancouver. She is 72 years old, and for nearly 2 years she suffered from broken sleep. Every night around 2:30 a.m., she would wake up needing to use the toilet even when she drank little water. She thought it was just aging. But then she told me, "I always have ginger tea at 9 p.m. It helps me feel calm." I gently explained that while ginger is helpful, taking tea that late adds liquid just before sleep. So, she made one change. She moved her tea to 6 p.m. and drank only 2 sips of warm water before bed. Within a week, she began sleeping 5 to 6 hours at a stretch. The sparkle returned to her eyes, and she said, "I never knew water could behave like this." Dear listener, these small mistakes are not your fault. No one teaches us how to adjust our habits as we grow older. But now that you know, you can take back your nights gently, wisely, 1 glass at a time. In many homes, people begin their day with a warm cup of tea, but often forget to drink enough water in the early hours. Then, as evening approaches, they suddenly remember and try to catch up by drinking 2 or 3 glasses after 6 p.m. And without realizing it, they set themselves up for a night of broken sleep, tired eyes, and restless thoughts. But what if I told you that when you drink water may be just as important as how much you drink? As we grow older, our kidneys and bladder become more sensitive to timing. During the daytime, the body is active, metabolism is faster, the heart pumps with more energy, and the kidneys are better able to filter and balance fluids. That is why medical professionals suggest that older adults should drink most of their water between 6 a.m. and 4 p.m. This timing gives your body enough space to process the fluids gently, allowing your bladder to empty fully before sunset. It helps reduce bloating, supports digestion, and most importantly, keeps the bladder calm by the time your body begins preparing for sleep. Ideally, you should be sipping water slowly through the morning with slightly larger amounts around breakfast, mid-morning, and lunch. But once the clock moves past 5 p.m., it is time to begin reducing your intake. This does not mean you must avoid water entirely in the evening. That would not be healthy. Instead, think of it like dimming the lights before bedtime. Slowly taper down from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Take small sips only when you feel thirsty. And after 7:30 p.m., unless your doctor has advised otherwise, avoid drinking more than 150 milliliters of water, about 1 small glass. Now you might wonder, what if I take medicines at night? Many older adults are prescribed tablets for blood pressure, diabetes, or joint pain. And yes, these require water. In such cases, the best approach is to take your medicine with just a few sips, enough to swallow comfortably, but not more than needed. And if you feel thirsty due to your medication, try taking a spoonful of room temperature water every few minutes rather than a full glass at once. There is also a habit many people carry: quietly drinking just in case water before bed. You think, let me drink a little so I won't feel thirsty at night. But this habit, though well-meaning, is often the reason your sleep breaks at 2 a.m. Instead, try something different. Sit calmly for 5 minutes before bedtime. Place one hand on your chest, the other on your belly. Take deep, gentle breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. This calms your nervous system and reduces false signals from the bladder. You may also softly massage the lower belly in a clockwise motion to relax the abdominal area. Let me share the story of a man named James, 70 years old, from Houston. He used to drink nearly 1 liter of water between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. thinking it would flush his system and help detox overnight. But he paid the price with 3 toilet visits every night and mornings that felt heavy and slow. When he switched his routine, drinking 70% of his water before 3 p.m. and limiting his night intake to just 1 small glass at 6:30 p.m., the difference was remarkable. After 2 weeks, he was waking only once at night. And within a month, he was sleeping from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. without interruption. Dear listener, the solution does not lie in drinking less. It lies in drinking earlier. By giving your body the right timing, you allow your organs to work with peace and rhythm. And that, in turn, gives your mind the gift of undisturbed rest. In many homes, dinner is more than a meal. It is a quiet moment of comfort, often shared with loved ones after the day's work is done. But as we grow older, what we eat in the evening, and even more importantly, when we eat, it can silently decide how well we sleep at night. After the age of 60, the body becomes more sensitive to certain foods, especially those that affect our digestion, hydration, and bladder function. Take for example watery foods like broth, clear soup, or even a bowl of thin stew. These may seem light and easy to digest, and they are, but only when taken at the right time. When consumed close to bedtime, they act like hidden sources of fluid, filling the bladder little by little. You may not feel it at first, but within a few hours of lying down, your bladder starts to whisper, then insist, until it wakes you up completely. And then there are comforting evening drinks, herbal tea, warm milk, or even a small cup of decaf coffee. These may help you relax for a while, but their water content quickly adds to your nighttime fluid load. Some drinks, like green tea or certain herbal teas, also act as mild diuretics, which means they encourage your kidneys to make more urine. For older adults, this becomes a silent cycle. You drink to feel calm but end up waking up just when the body should be resting. Certain fruits and vegetables also need careful timing. Raw cucumber, tomato slices, watermelon, and even orange juice may seem healthy, and they are, but only before sunset. These are rich in water and natural acids, which increase bladder sensitivity in older adults. Many people feel a sudden urge to urinate after consuming these, especially if they are taken with dinner or as a light snack later in the evening. Let me tell you about Mark from California. He is 68 years old and used to enjoy a big raw salad every night filled with tomatoes, cucumber, and lemon dressing. He thought he was doing the right thing. But each night, he would wake up 2 or 3 times to use the washroom. It was only after he switched to steamed vegetables and moved his salad to lunchtime that he noticed a difference. Within 1 week, he began sleeping 6 straight hours without any medication, without any change in water intake. Just one simple shift. Another hidden culprit is salty food. Eating salty chips, pickles, or overly seasoned dishes at night increases thirst. You feel the need to drink more water after dinner, and again just before bed. This extra fluid, combined with aging kidneys and a sensitive bladder, makes nighttime urination almost unavoidable. So, dear listener, this is not about giving up your favorite foods. It is about honoring the body's changing rhythm. By shifting these items to earlier in the day and choosing lighter, gentler meals at night, you allow your system to rest. And when the body rests, so does the mind. And when the mind is at peace, sleep returns like an old friend, soft, quiet, and healing. Sometimes the body asks not for medicine but for a small shift in habit, given with care and patience, especially when it comes to nighttime urination. Many people feel helpless, thinking this is something they simply have to accept with age. But the truth is, a few gentle lifestyle changes can bring quiet relief, not through pressure but through respect for the body's natural rhythm. Let us begin with something very simple: morning movement. After the age of 60, our blood circulation becomes slower, and fluid tends to collect in the legs during the day. This hidden swelling is often not visible. But at night, when you lie down, that fluid moves back up toward the heart and kidneys, increasing urine production exactly when your body wants to rest. A short walk in the morning sun, stretching your arms, or even doing light leg movements while sitting in a chair can help your body release this fluid earlier. This way, your kidneys are less burdened after sunset, and your sleep becomes more peaceful. Then comes the way you sleep. Many people sleep on their backs using high pillows or heavy mattresses. But doctors now suggest that sleeping on your left side with a soft pillow under your head, and another between your knees can reduce pressure on the bladder. This position also improves digestion and blood flow, helping your organs rest without sending false signals to the brain. It is a small adjustment, but many have felt a big difference within a week. Now let us talk about sleepwear and room temperature. Our elders were raised with the belief that warmth means safety. But in today's climate, especially during humid months, wearing thick nightclothes or wrapping in heavy blankets can make the body overheat. This triggers sweating, thirst, and an increase in kidney activity. Instead, try sleeping in light cotton clothes and keep the room airy. Maybe just a fan and a thin bedsheet. Your body will stay calm, and the bladder will remain quiet. And if you happen to wake up in the middle of the night, do not rush to the bathroom out of habit. Pause for a moment. Ask yourself gently, do I truly feel full? If the answer is no, stay still. Take 5 deep breaths and relax your belly. This practice teaches your bladder not to send false alarms. Over time, the nerves inside your body will remember that not every signal means urgency. Let me tell you about Lisa from Seattle. She was 74 and used to wake up twice every night even when her bladder was nearly empty. But once she started sleeping on her side, wearing cotton clothes, and practicing deep breathing, her sleep improved. She said to me, "It feels like my body has become my friend again." So dear listener, good sleep is not a luxury. It is a right your body still remembers. You do not need to fight your age. You only need to listen gently and adjust. And when you do, the body often responds with a quiet thank you in the form of uninterrupted, healing rest. There are many things we grow up hearing from our parents, neighbors, or even well-meaning relatives. And with time, some of these ideas settle deep inside us as truth. But when it comes to nighttime urination, a few common beliefs may quietly do more harm than good. Today, let us gently clear up some of these misunderstandings, not with fear, but with knowledge and care. The first belief many people carry is this: if I drink less water during the day, I will not have to wake up at night. At first, this sounds logical. But inside the body, something very different happens. When you do not drink enough water during the day, your body becomes mildly dehydrated. By evening, your blood becomes thicker, and your kidneys are forced to work harder, often releasing a burst of urine just when you lie down. In truth, drinking water in the first half of the day, especially between 6 a.m. and 3 p.m., actually reduces nighttime urination, not increases it. The second myth is, my nighttime urination is only because of my prostate. While prostate health is important, especially for older men, it is not the only reason. Women also face the same issue. The truth is, a sensitive bladder, changes in sleep patterns, late meals, and fluid timing all contribute equally. Blaming only the prostate can delay other simple lifestyle improvements that may bring relief. Another common habit we often see is going to the bathroom just in case before sleeping, even if you do not truly feel the need. Over time, this trains your bladder to send false signals. You start waking up for small amounts that once would not even be noticed. A better approach is to trust your body and only go when the urge is real. And finally, there is the age-old practice of drinking warm water at 9 p.m., believing it helps with digestion. But this late-night liquid, though warm and comforting, still adds to the bladder load. If you enjoy warm drinks, try taking them earlier, around 6 o'clock or 6:30 p.m. This still gives your body the benefit without disturbing your sleep later. So dear listener, knowledge is not about rejecting old ways. It is about adapting them with awareness. Your body still listens to you. The more gently you guide it, the more peace it returns. Sometimes it is not a big medicine or a complicated diet that brings healing. It is a small, quiet change at the right time. And when it comes to restful sleep, one of the simplest shifts we can make is in the timing of water. Not what you drink, but when you drink it. It may sound too small to matter, but for so many people, this one habit has changed everything. Let me tell you about Susan, a graceful 70-year-old woman from Chicago. She used to wake up 3 times every night, always at the same hours, feeling tired, restless, and unsure why her sleep had become so shallow. She believed it was just age. But then she began drinking most of her water in the morning, and stopped sipping anything after 6:30 p.m. Within 1 week, she was sleeping 7 full hours. She smiled and said, I didn't know my body could still feel this refreshed. And that is the message I want to leave with you today. Your body has not given up on you. It still remembers how to rest, how to heal, and how to return to balance. Sometimes it just needs your support, given gently, patiently, and with love. So if today's video helped you understand even one new thing, I would love to hear from you. Please type the word hope in the comments. If something inside you feels ready to change, even in a small way, that one word may encourage someone else watching quietly just like you. And if you found this helpful, do subscribe to this channel, like making a small promise to take better care of yourself. Click the bell icon so you never miss another message made especially for people like you. And if you know someone, a neighbor, a cousin, or your life partner who wakes up often at night, please share this video with them. You may be giving them the gift of better sleep. Until we meet again, I wish you a night as calm as an April breeze and a morning as gentle as your first sip of coffee under the rising sun.